All right, we're recording now.
Super. Hello, everybody. It's amazing that I'm here at the Heartwork Collective with Saiba and Manmeet, and we're going to begin with a small invocation. So let's close our eyes. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh out. I'm going to encourage you to let the sound come out of your voice box. Let the energy be released from deep within yourself. Just let it go. Breathe in through the nose. Letting go of the world. And then let's bring our awareness to this magical organ that beats in the center of our body, to our heart. We are a one love tribe. We are beings of love. And it is this place where it all begins. So let's begin by honoring our heart, our place of love. Each one of us is unique. Each one of us has a role to play in this web of life. Each one of us has our own story. And together, we are part of this magical, magical universe. Individual, yet whole. And it is through our hearts that we are all connected in love. So let's open this session by opening our heart. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. There is so much love within me that it is overflowing from me to me and from me to every cell in this universe. I am love. I am love. You feel that in a smile as you remind yourself that you are love. Feel the tingling sensations in your physical body. Feel the shift of energy in your environment as you tap into this magical, magical, magical vibration of love. And from this place of love, from your heart, let's take 3 deep breaths. And open our eyes. And return to the Heartwork Collective. One love, one tribe. In every breath.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if we need to interview you anymore.
You know, the beauty of this, right? When you just surrender and when you just really tap into that subtle vibration, I had no preparation. It just came through. We're the Heartwork Collective, guys. And I'm so, so proud of both of you, number one. And I'm also so grateful to both of you for, you know, breaking the barriers and taking this step to create this space. We need it. The world needs it, for bringing people together. And I hope that both of you also find your own unique speciality. And one day I interview both of you and you all share your gifts with the world as well. Not only share what we all are doing, and together we just keep growing. Yeah, that's my blessings for the Heartwork Collective and all of us.
Thank you. That's exactly what we need.
Thank you. Yes.
These words and the blessings.
Yes. अब क्या करें?
Anahata, ideally we always request for a small introduction. If you want to just share in your words what you do, how you got here, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. So my name is Anahata Meher. This is my spiritual name, and I received it in 2013 from my guru, who lives up in the sky. His name is Meher Baba. He's right here. He's always with me. And when this journey began, all of this was just too fantastical for me, and I felt that I was making it up. However, that was the start of my journey into the realm of soul, into the realm of spirit, the understanding that we are not only this human body, we are made up of soul, mind, body, and so many more energies, and we are multidimensional beings. And that's how the journey began. Today, after so many years of working to discover myself, I am a channel of spiritual healing. That's what I like to call it. I don't usually say healer because no one can heal anybody. It is only our own responsibility to heal ourselves. So all of us facilitators, we can only show you how. And, you're the one who's going to heal yourself. So I'm a practitioner of healing. I practice shamanism, which is the oldest healing modality. Sorry, it's not a modality. I'm going to take that back. It is the oldest healing practice known to mankind. It is about connecting to spirit. It is about viewing everything as a whole, about believing that there is spirit in everything and that we can commune with this spirit, whether inside of us or outside, and we can create transformation. Okay? It is also about connecting to nature and understanding and believing that we are also nature. We are not separate from the whole. Yes, we are in individual containers. Each and every body is a vessel, is a vehicle, and that's how we exist on this planet. However, the soul has always been here, and the soul will always be here. The body has changed many times, and that is the message that I share with people. I help people to discover who they truly are, shedding belief systems that they might have adopted on the basis of family, genetics, experiences of their life, society conditioning, to really understand that this is who I am, to love themselves, to identify the emotional baggage. I work specifically in the area of emotions, feelings. The universe only feels, only feeling is real. We are created out of love. Love is a feeling. It is an experience. We can never see it. So these are all the various concepts that I integrate and bring together in intuitive healing sessions. I offer one-on-one healing sessions. I also offer group sessions and retreats. I practice chakra healing. I practice divine voice activation, which is using the energy of sound and singing to connect to yourself. I practice oracle and tarot card reading. What else do I do? I practice ancestral healing. Yes, and these are so many different ways in which you get in. And I also teach many of these things to people. The most important aspect of my healing journey is, of course, the inner child healing. Manmeet has experienced it. It is about really diving inside and finding parts of yourself that are disconnected from you, that are wounded, that are hurt, or that are lost, so that you can be whole again and be on this journey. So yeah, this is what I do. I live in Goa with my husband and our many, many animals. I also work with animals. I am able to telepathically communicate with them, and I also give them energetic healing because they are so receptive to it. And that's what I do. I spread the message of soul, of healing, of transformation. I'm an agent of change. I'm love.
That's wonderful. There's so much in there that you've just said, Anahata. Can I start by asking you, how did you find this guru of yours? How did he come to you, or how did you discover him?
So, the beauty about the journey is that it happens to you. You don't have to go looking for it. Of course, as we are human beings, we live, we are governed by the law of karma, cause and effect. There is family karma that we are playing out. There is also our own actions. And based on that, we have good life and not good life. We have challenges in our life, collective challenges, individual challenges, relationship challenges, so many challenges. So we experience those challenges. I was also experiencing my own money, relationship. I was not able to have a human child. And, all of those things, like these are all stereotypes, right? That you have to get married and then you have to have a child. And however, my soul came into this world with the choice that, no, I'm not going to have a human child. I'm going to have animal children, So through the pain, when I was in that pain, when I was so angry at everybody, and, anger actually is the reason why I am a facilitator of healing today. I was a very angry person. And when I met my husband, it was always misplaced anger. And when I met my husband, he said, a few months into our marriage, he said that, babe, if you don't do something about this anger, our relationship is not going to last. And I got led to hypnotherapy. And that's how I understood that, oh my God, there's something in my childhood that I'm angry about. And that was the first kind of understanding that, oh, this also happens, but I still didn't know inner child. But then in that journey, some seeking began. Then crystals started coming to me. And then one fine day, someone guided me to go to get an education. Like, you can learn these things. And I'm like, okay, wow, you can learn these things. So I went to this beautiful teacher in Bombay. And she gave me a book. And she said, why don't you scan this? And when you scan it, we can also share it with other people. She was teaching me chakra healing. And when I picked up the book to scan this thing, it was shaking in my hands. And I'm like, what's going on? So I turned it around to see who the author of the book is. And that was, a Dr. Gulrup Bala. I'm like, who is this person? I Googled her. I tried to get in touch with her. Finally ended up getting an appointment with her. I reach her house. She does this beautiful healing for me and my husband. And when we are leaving, she hands me a small book. And that small book has a forgiveness prayer. It is a Meher Baba prayer book. She is a Meher Baba follower. I have no idea up until then who Meher Baba is. I'm a Maharashtrian. I believe in God. I've always been a Sai Baba person. I've always been a Ganpati person. I have no idea. I was never much into the idea and concept of spiritual gurus, and I literally mocked people who talked about energy and aura and all of that, And she gave me that book and she said, do the forgiveness prayer. Believe you me, girls, in a week's time, I was at Baba's Samadhi. So what did I did nothing. He called me. He chose me. Somehow there is some contract between me and this beautiful ascended master in the sky, Meher Baba. He was alive till 1969. He dropped his body only in 1969. And just like me, he talks to a lot of people all over the world. And Baba just came, and in a couple of months, the name Anahata came. And then in a year later, he said, you're going to be Anahata Meher. And it took me 2-3 years to be like, oh my God, really? Like, I'm going to change my name. And I'm, what are you saying? And that's how the transformation happened. And he is not a physical being. However, he talks to me. He talks through me. I am that I am because of him. I mean, I don't know anything else. He's my boyfriend, he's my mother, he's my father, he's my friend. I fight with him. I communicate with him exactly the way we are talking. I'll go up to him and I'll stand up in front of him and be like, kya yaar Baba, even like that. When I'm really angry, I'll go up in front of his photo and I'll be like, I don't want your path. And ever since you have given me this path, ever since I've met you, my life is hell. I don't want it. We always blame God, unfortunately. And that's a perception that I'm also really working hard to change, that it's not God's fault that we are going through challenges. It's our own karma. Let's take responsibility. We are spiritual warriors. We are not victims of our circumstances. So all of this has come because of that one day, that book, Gulma, and she, Meher Baba, and the rest is history. I am Anahata Meher.
Anahata, I have a very small question from this point. How did you find your name? Is there a particular story on how that came to you?
Yes. Very interesting. I remember the date. It was 14th of February 2013. And I was, obviously, once I had connected with Dr. Gulrupala, I was like, she is this divine being. Oh my God, this beautiful Parsi lady who lives in Pera Road. And she was my teacher. You know, they say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So, of course, it was him in the sky who was pulling the strings. But then the people were just walking into my life on the physical realm. So Gulma became my teacher, and she offers this beautiful healing process called Heart Light Ascension. And I was like, you know, I would really like to do this with you. So we were doing this workshop, you know, and I did the workshop with her on 14th of February. And somehow on 17th of February, I got the opportunity to go back to her house. And she said, why don't you come, we'll do a revision. And I was like, sure. And I'm sitting with her, yeah, I can never forget this, girls. I'm sitting and I'm doing this whole meditation with her. And as I'm coming out of the meditation, I can hear Anahata, like this. I can hear it. And I'm like, what's going on? I come out of the meditation and I immediately say to Ma, I'm like, Ma, you know, everything is good. I felt this, I felt that, I felt this, I felt that. However, you know, there was this, it felt like I heard this name, Anahata. I knew that Anahata is the name of the heart chakra. I knew that by then, because I had already studied chakra healing by then. And I said, I heard this, and somehow, and she just started to smile from ear to ear. And she's like, Baba is saying, this is your name. And from this moment onwards, you are Anahata. You have to start calling yourself that. So that happened. It took me a while to get used to it. And then in 2014, is when Chetna, our beautiful Chetna, you all have already had the video with her. Chetna and me and another facilitator, we did our first ever retreat in Goa. We had no idea about what healing retreats are. We just came to Goa and we ended up doing this retreat. And one of the sessions was auto-writing and channeling messages from the divine. And Chetna happened to be sitting next to me. And Chetna channeled a message for me saying that from this moment on, your name is Anahata Meher. And that was 2014, and it took me 3 years to embody the name fully. I'm still not officially Anahata Meher on paper, and I don't know whether that will ever happen. However, this change of name changed everything for me. Every time I say I'm Anahata, I connect to that part of me which is connected to the divine, which is the real me. I asked Baba, you know, that what is it? And it's not only me. There are a lot of people, if you see on the spiritual journey, they have different names. It's like it's a soul name, it's a spiritual name. And that is just a gateway for you to start identifying with the qualities and the vibrations of the subtle aspect of you. So I'm Anahata because yes, it's the heart chakra and I'm always talking about love and I am love, sure. My role is here to awaken people to consciousness about love. However, Anahata also means the sound of silence. It is the sound that is beyond what the humans can hear. And that is the sound of our heart. That is the sound of the universe. That is the silence within which we can hear all the truths. And that is my journey, the connection to spirit. So it all makes sense. And that's how it came about.
You realize that the journey, at least for us, is so unique and so special just to hear about it. I haven't heard about a journey, anything similar to this. You know, how is it that you deal with that uniqueness and how do people react to you? There could be some people who may not be able to relate to it at all. How do you handle that?
So, you know, I've battled that a lot. And I'm a Bombay girl, right? And my entire transition happened in Bombay. And not only has my energetic appearance changed, my physical appearance has changed. I had a lot of weight on me. I was very, very tomboyish. And now I'm, you know, if you can see the way I've dressed up today, I'm like more, you know, feminine and the way I speak. Otherwise, I was this tomboy. So, you know, it was really a transition. And for the people who I grew up with, they were all laughing at me. Yeah? When I stuck my first feather in my hair as a shamanic practitioner, I will pick up a feather wherever I see it. And it was very, very challenging. However, there was always this, you know, this one voice, of course, his voice, that you have to accept yourself as you are. You have to love yourself as you are. That is what self-love is. Accept yourself. This is who you are. Try to understand who you are. And when I accepted, there was no doubt everyone else accepted. It took some time. However, everyone accepted. And the longest it took my family members, like one fine day last year, my mother introduced me to somebody as, this is my younger daughter, Anahata. For me, that was a victory. I'm like, yay, it's happened. It's real. I embody this transformation that I have set out, or I am seeking, or my soul is seeking. And that is the only thing I try to kind of rub off on other people, that discover who you are. Don't try to be what you think you should be. Let's not try to be what the world wants us to be. Just be yourself. And in the process, yes, you might end up hurting other people because they don't understand. Relationships are challenging. I had to move from Bombay to Goa to find that silence within me. And it took some time. It was very challenging. It was like in the beginning, transition was very, very difficult because it's like old life, new life, and then eventually it all came together. And but it is challenging. And how do you deal with it is by having that faith, by believing, by knowing. It's a knowing, you know it. This is who I am. Asking myself every single day, who am I? I ask myself this question every day, girls, and I'm not joking. I look at myself in the mirror every day, at least once a day. I look into my eyes. I acknowledge the soul whose life I am living. I know this all sounds very fantastical, but it's true, yaar. And let's not make it a thing of books or films. This is reality. We are soul energy. We will always be soul energy. Who's breathing for us? We've spoken about so many things in the last half an hour. Have we had to tell ourselves, let's breathe? No, it's going on. There is a system. We are divine. We are unique, divine, pure source energy. And we are in this human avatar. We have come from a higher place to a lower place so that we can help herald the transformation that is going on this planet. It's way bigger than an individualistic journey. That's why One Love. That's why collective consciousness. That's why Heartwork Collective. You see? That's what it is. And each one of us is a warrior, and we are just awakening to that.
Anahata, can I ask, so when you ask yourself, who are you? When you say, who am I? What is the answer?
The answer has not changed for the last 4 or 5 years. Every time I ask myself, who am I? The answer comes out, I am love. And I understand that because I am mostly working in the areas where there is lack of love. I work with the inner child. I work as a shamanic practitioner in the realm of shadows, anger, grief, pain. So, I always joke about it. I am the jamadar of the that's my role. I'm doing the kachra safai, and I'm also the bulldozer. I break the walls. I work for the BMC, and we break the walls that we don't need. And we also clear the clutter, the emotional and energetic clutter. And so I am love, and my life exists mostly in places where there is little or no love. So I must go there and awaken that energy of love. I'm telling you, Saiba, it's been so many years. Who am I? I am love. What do I do? I empower you to love yourself. Why do I do it? So that together you and I may fill this world with more love. How do I do it? By being my true self, by being this channel of the divine.
And Anahata, what are the practices that you follow to continue on that path every day? And do you ever turn skeptical within? That time when you're yelling and saying, Meher Baba, I'm not happy, and you've set me off on a wrong path. So how do you manage that?
So there is this very, very strong shadow aspect, yes, and it exists. I mean, imagine, Saiba, if I was to cut off my hand, would I be a complete body? No, I've been in complete body. Then why am I living with only half of my soul? Right? This brain, it's science. This brain has a polarity. Yes or no, good and bad, right and wrong, today or tomorrow, to be or not to be. Again, the three of us are looking at the same screen and all of us are looking at it from our own perception. Whose is right, whose is wrong? Correct? So based on that, the world has gotten distorted. And we have these two, the yin and yang, as it is explained in the Chinese philosophy, the black and the white. So firstly, to be ready for the shadows. That even though I can be the epitome of grace and beauty and compassion, I can be as angry and as badly behaved. Firstly, I'm capable of it, to accept that. And then there are moments when you lose faith because we are human, you don't see the light. And what you do at that time is you allow it. Rather than trying to fight it, you allow it. If you don't give it that much energy, it will fizzle off and then the light will come right back. So I went through this recently, a couple of weeks ago, last month, where I was so exhausted for some reason. And after that, for 4 days, I just could not tune into good energy. I said to my husband, listen, this is how I'm feeling and I'm letting it be. I'm not going to do a single practice. I'm not going to do a single meditation. If I am a true being of love, then it will come out on its own. Let's see. I was going through thoughts, am I clinically depressed? Do I need to go see a psychiatrist? Am I bipolar? All of this is going on. Ye ho kya raha hai mere saath? I said, tu chalte rahe. Those 4 days I canceled my work. I bummed. I watched Netflix the whole day. And by the time it was day 3, slowly the joy started coming back. I didn't do anything. I was just being. The biggest mistake a lot of us do is when we are in that difficult situation, we lose it. Oh, quickly get out of it. It's there for a reason. There are lessons to learn. Every challenge is there to hone us, to help us let go of something, or to help us grow or evolve. But what we want to do is we don't want challenges in our life. We want to protect ourselves from those challenges. How is it possible? It's not possible. So what are the practices that you do when you lose faith? Honestly, breath. Breath is our best friend. When we are in that state, when we are losing faith, when we are feeling that, oh my God, this is the worst story, we have less or no life force energy within us. So what you have to simply do is just shift your awareness to breath. Right? As soon as you start connecting to breath, it slowly starts to reduce the mind chatter. The mind chatter gets accelerated when the air element within us is imbalanced. That's our heart chakra. Too much air, so it's going ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So what do? We start working with air. Okay, let's breathe. Sometimes deep breaths to come into balance. Very simple, breath. Then there is grounding. Always connecting to the earth, whether it is looking outside the window, whether it is going outside and walking barefoot on grass, whether it is smelling a flower, lighting an incense in the house if you are not that crazy, because sometimes you can be in such a bad mood that you don't want to do anything. Whether it's even about eating a fruit with the intention of grounding, because it's come from the earth. Because once you're anchored, then slowly that root chakra gets aligned and it will send that alignment energy throughout your being and the scatteredness will reduce. Now that can take minutes, that can take hours, that can take days, therefore to allow it. Right? Dance. Dance is an amazing way to deal with all of this crazy energy. Just put on any music and shake it off. Tapping your body where you feel, because usually when we go through anything, we go through it at all the 3 levels. There will be a feeling, there will be thoughts, and there will be some physical body. There will be body language that will embody that emotion or that energy. So you start tapping your body. If you need comfort, you comfort your body. I do this. I become my own mother and I comfort my body. When I'm feeling crazy angry, I'm like, it's okay, everything will be okay. It's all right, everything will be all right. I do these things. These things have automatically happened. Therefore, I have come to know that, oh, this is a possibility. Because in that moment, what we are seeking is just love. We want someone to tell us it's going to be okay. But no one around us is ready to tell us. So let's become our best friend. Let's become our mommy. Let's become our daddy. Let's become our best friend and say, hey, it's okay. It's all right. That. Cutting out from the world when we are not in a good mood and communicating it. I'm not in a good space. I need some time. Rather than forcing yourself. And then it will become some big blast will happen. Communicating to your near and dear ones that I'm not okay, I need some time. These are all the simple ways. And of course, then there is no end. You can always go to a practitioner, get a healing done, dance, like I said, shaking the energies off, tapping your body, coloring, creative aspiration. It always helps you connect to the inner child. When you use color or when you start drawing or doodling or writing and burning. Sometimes the best thing to do, the easiest tool, my most favorite, write it on a piece of paper and burn it. So it's like if there are 20,000 thoughts going on in your head, yeah, I'm not good enough. This life sucks. I hate this life. Oh my God, why is he being such a bum? Oh, he's such an asshole. I don't like this person. Oh, and burn it. Still coming on, write again, burn again. After that, you'll be like, oh, I'm so grateful for this life. Life is so beautiful. I promise you that will happen. So when we don't is the wrong word. We should try to not engage that energy. We should only observe it. So it's like, imagine when a child is standing and throwing a tantrum. All those thoughts and all are coming because there is an inner child who is having a tantrum. Either there's a part of you that is afraid, that is feeling insecure, or that is angry, or that is guilty. It's coming from some core issue. And who throws a tantrum? Children throw tantrums. Adults don't throw tantrums. So when you see yourself in that space, immediately realize, oh, it's coming from a long-standing place. Then there is Ho'oponopono, my favorite tool. It's an ancient Hawaiian shamanic healing practice, which has 4 sentences. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. So if it's like, say you're having a fight with your spouse or your partner, you take a step back, go into your room and say, for whatever is going on, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. It helps us to take responsibility for what we are going through rather than becoming the victim of the circumstance. You take responsibility for your part in the scheme of things. Because we are not victims. Even if you are receiving a bad energy from somebody, somehow you have co-created it. If your partner or your boss or your friend is not being nice to you, there is a lesson there for you to learn. It's 50-50. Like right now, the 3 of us are one energy field. We are equally contributing to this space. Both of you are holding space so that I can share my message. So if you are having an interaction, like Manmeet, when you're designing, even if it is with one of your contractors, it's one energy field. Both are equally responsible for the good and the not good of that energy field. So when you use Ho'oponopono, you take responsibility for your part. So that really helps. These are all simple tips and tricks in the moment to snap you out of the difficult energies and the lack of faith. Wow, that went on long, yaar.
Yeah, it's amazing how you just shared one after the other and so many of them. And I've practiced almost all of them before, so I know how useful they can be. It's just about remembering to do it at the right time and just, getting into that habit. So that is one thing that's not the easiest, but it only comes with practice, right? Is there a way?
Change only happens in the present moment. We made different choices before. We have to make a new choice in the present moment. So maybe I was angry yesterday. However, today I can choose that even if I'm angry, I will not react. I will change the response. And that can only happen in the present moment. We cannot go back and change something. We cannot go into the future and change anything. And it comes with practice. And that's why having a regular practice or a regular discipline is very, very important, whatever it might be. Something that a person tunes into regularly, which gives them that alignment. And I'm saying regularly because I don't believe in daily. 24 hours is too little for soul to finish everything that they want to do. We have so many things to do in our life, and we are always bogged down by that to-do list because there's so many things to do. However, if we start looking at ourselves from the 7-day concept, okay, we have the whole week to finish these tasks, then you feel accomplished. Okay, I have these many things to do. There are certain things that are non-negotiables. These have to happen every day. This can happen on Wednesday. This I can do on Tuesday. This can happen on Saturday. Why try to do everything every day and then burn out? When you do this, that's what holistic existence is about. Rather than allowing only one part of yourself to race forward, let all parts of you slowly move forward together, holistically. Right?
Anahata, can I ask you 2 things, and they're slightly unrelated to what you've mentioned right now. But you said that you do a lot of work with the mind, body, and soul. Could you explain to us what the difference is and how all 3 of them are interrelated to each other?
Beautiful
and what
question.
it is?
Beautiful question. So our existence, the human existence right now, the way all of us is, even a plant or a tree, of course, the trees also have their own intelligence. So it is divided into these three aspects of the soul, the mind, and the body. The soul is the seat of our emotions. The body is the vehicle of the soul. And the mind is the balance between the two. Okay, so our mind is the thoughts that we have. Our emotions are the feelings that we have. And our body is holding all of this together. Okay, and how they are interrelated is things always happen to us at the level of the soul first, energy first. So say something happens to us, we will first feel it. Based on the feeling, there will be a signal that will be sent to the brain, and then the brain will start thinking and try to process what is going on from these two aspects of it. We have an intuitive brain and we have a logical brain. The two parts of our brain, right? That's our duality. So once something has happened, a seed has sown, like say some small child got slapped by a teacher, a hypothetical situation, for being naughty. Now, firstly, the child got hurt. Oh my God, she did this to me. The seed has been sown. Something went wrong here. Then the brain tries to process it from both these aspects. Okay, what is it? Did I do something wrong? Or why does this always happen to me and this is going on? And once these thoughts are not coming into balance and they're constantly going into different areas, in the beginning, they're in the front of our brain. They're in the front, you know, they say time heals everything, or with time you will be over it. In the beginning, it's in the front, it's in the conscious mind. Slowly, 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 as things start coming every day, because life is going on, it goes behind. Other things take priority. From here, where is it going? It's going in the body. Each one of us has only this body. This is our vessel. So my anger is also in this body. My guilt is also in this body. My pain is also in this body. And then eventually the third way, when those energies, when those emotions are not looked at, when they become such imbalanced thoughts, they will then start appearing in the body as diseases. Every physical body disease has an emotional and mental connection to it. Anger lives in the liver, resentment lives in the kidneys, rigidness lives in our knees, in our jaws, so on and so forth. Guilt lives in our ankles and our feet. So different places, different things.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for sure. Can I go back to a little bit on your learning? So you have a Guruma here in Bombay, and she's been one of your main teachers. Have there been anybody else for your shamanism or for the divine voice activism? How did you discover these?
Yes. Again, they've always come on their own. Like it's like the time has come. Shamanic healing, I have the entire credit of my shamanic journey goes to Paul and Neelam of Shamanic Vision. Okay, they are, I think they are the only two people in India. Paul is from the US of A, Neelam is from India, and they are together, they're married. And I think they are the only two who actually teach shamanic practice in the way, like to practice it in regular life. I haven't come across anybody else who teaches it the way they do. You know, a lot of people have learned from them. I have learned from them, and eventually we become practitioners. However, no one is teaching besides them, and they offer a bunch of workshops, all of them rooted in shamanic healing, dream work. Neelam offers this, joyous woman, the woman work. Paul offers this ancestral healing work, which I just did with them. So now I'm going to be, capable to help others do ancestral healing work. So there's Paul and Neelam of Shamanic Vision, who are my teachers of shamanism. I have learned divine voice activation from Isabella Bering, this sweet, sweet girl. She's only 26 years old. She's in Australia. Again, by divine design, I was on Facebook. She popped up on my screen and I'm like, sounds interesting. Now, I've always been a singer. Like I said before, each one of us has a unique expression. So I have been singing ever since I'm in this world, right? And it's just something that comes naturally to me. And I've had training, little bit of training here and there. And I don't know why I felt connected to her. She was offering free sessions and explaining this divine voice activation. And I did this session with her and it seemed damn interesting. But again, I was not financially ready at that time. And I said, okay, maybe if it's meant to be, it will happen. And I don't know, 2 months later, it came back into my lap and I completed that journey with her. And that's how the light language started, which you now know, Manmeet, is like the major chunk of what I do. Like no matter what I do, I'm singing. I sing in every session. And for me, that is such a beautiful reality because it's who I am. When I sing, I am me. And why people then get so impacted by the sessions is because I am coming from my truth. You know, I'm singing. I am not afraid. And it's not about being a great singer. I'm not a playback singer. I can be besura. I can have a bad day. My voice cannot sound good. It's okay. It's really about that. So that's where Divine Voice Activation came from Isabella Bering. And so many other teachers along the way through books. Melchizedek, I've never met him. He is this living master. He's written these amazing books called The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life 1 and 2. He has written this book called The Serpent of Light. He talks about what's really going on, what this spiritual journey really is. And he has been a great teacher for me through his books. I've also attended a workshop, which a lot of his, he has attuned people to be facilitators of this work, connecting to living in the heart and sacred space of the heart and connecting to the light body, which is the Merkaba and all of those things, sacred geometry, the flower of life. So all of that came from Drunvalo and continues to come from him. Then there is Sandra Ingerman, again, somebody who I've never met. Her books are my teachers and just connecting to her in spirit, beautifully. And luckily for me in Shamanism, it's like you can just close your eyes and intend to connect and it happens. We all have this skill. We just don't trust it. We all have our sixth sense. We all perceive this world through clairvoyance or clairsentience. We all are receiving messages. We are just not sure of them. We doubt them. And if you trust, I call upon these beings. Like if I'm stuck, I'll call upon, I'll connect to this teacher who I've never met and one information will come, or I'll get a post from her somewhere, online, or I'll open a book and there'll be an answer in there. So that anything else that I have, chakra healing came from my first ever teacher, which is Monica Madnani. She's in Bombay. She taught me chakra healing. She taught me tarot and oracle card reading. She taught me numerology. Oh my God, I've learned a lot of things to get to this point. And everyone who's on the journey gets there, right? It's like different times. It's like you're expanding. So you start connecting to different vibrations and then eventually you realize that, for me, shamanism it was like the missing piece and it just helped me to tie it all in together.
It's like the learning never stops. And it shouldn't. I mean, that's how we grow and evolve, right?
Yes. Students forever. We are going to be students for the rest of our life. And I have never studied this much in my life as much as I study right now. I study a lot. And that's the only way. You have to have a practice and a study. Each one. Yeah. Whatever interests you, it is very important to study and learn.
Tell me something. You just spoke about how the universe sends you these signals and messages and you ask and you receive. How does one start tapping into it?
Okay. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit. There are the people before us. There are so many healers and teachers who have done this work. And through them, I've also learned this, that there are these 4 ways in which we perceive the subtle vibrations and the universe. It's clairvoyance, which is clear seeing. You get signs through sight. So physical vision, like you will physically see signs. You'll see the things, constantly the same color or the same symbol or the same person or something like that. Or when you close your eyes and you go into meditation, you start seeing things in your inner vision. That's clairvoyance, right? The second is clairsentience, clear feeling. So some people are feelers. I am a feeler. I will always feel. Goosebumps, chills down your spine. When you enter a room, you suddenly feel the energy and you're like, what a nice vibe. Or suddenly you'll be like, this place has heavy energy. We have an inner radar. If you meet a person, there are some people that you'll just go and immediately hug and feel so comfortable with them. And then there are some you'll be like, hello. because that is clairsentience. So the physical sensations in your body, and also the knowing, the sensations, like a feeling. I have a feeling that I should not go here today. I have a feeling that I should reach out to this person today. That feeling, right? Clairsentience. The third way is clairaudience, clear hearing, right? So we hear physical sounds. You'll hear the same sound over and over again. You know, a lot of times when we are growing up, we've heard our parents say, "Arey dekho ghanti baji, satya vajan," ya phone baja, satya vajan. We've heard that, we've seen that, because that means the universe is giving you a ding. Yes, you're on the right path. You'll possibly keep listening to the same song on the radio, or the same words will, you know, keep popping up at you. That's one aspect of clairaudience. The other aspect of clairaudience is the way I communicate with Meher Baba, where there is no sound. However, through the channel of subtle communication, you're receiving words. It's like somebody's talking to you, but there is no sound in it. And you know that it's not your thoughts. There is a shift of energy, and it can't stop. It just keeps coming through. The third aspect of clairaudience is physical sound. There are people who go to doctors to get treated for it. I believe it's called tinnitus, if I'm not mistaken. They hear a ringing in their ears. Some people actually have sounds in their ears, like Big Boss. So there's nobody, but you can hear. Scary, man. That would be really, really scary. But yes, some people have that ability. And the fourth way of receiving these signs is claircognizance, or clear knowing. You just know. You cannot explain how you know. Now, how do you know that the universe is sending you signs? Firstly, by asking for a sign. Please give me a sign for this. And then letting it go. When you see the same thing at least 3 times, it's a sign for you. 3 is a very special number, especially on a spiritual journey. Soul, mind, body, mother, father, child, inner child, middle self, higher self, 3 worlds, you know, lower world, middle world, upper world. 3 is a very, very special number, the number of Trinity. And when you see the same thing occurring in your life 3 times, it's a sign from the universe. Simple. So even if you've not asked for a sign, however, every day, say Manmeet, every day you go in the morning and you sit in that beautiful living room of yours with a cup of coffee, and the same yellow bird comes to that window every day in the morning. Clearly, the universe is trying to give you a message. So to then start researching, okay, what about this bird is calling out to me? Is it which bird it is and the qualities of the bird? Or is it the fact that it's yellow? Is the color yellow the sign for me? Or is there a message coming? Let me see what the bird is saying. Close your eyes and start to listen. As you practice more and more and more, it gets stronger and clearer, stronger and clearer. It's a practice. You have to inculcate it. We have forgotten this. All of us have this ability. We have 6 senses, guys. We don't have 5 senses. We have 6 senses. Our main sense, our 6th sense here, the tiny pineal gland that is nestled in the center of the 2 hemispheres of our brain. It is the size of a pea. It's that small. It empowers our pineal chakra, which is our 3rd eye chakra, along with the pituitary gland, which is right here. When I touch here, I'm touching the pituitary gland behind my skull bone, right? These 2 together form our intuitive capability, our psychic abilities. And this is where all the information comes first. However, through conditioning, through doubt, lack of faith, being more of a mind person, less of a heart person, you start blocking this capacity. And literally, like a rigid film gets formed around that pineal gland. You don't want to see the truth. And the truth is right in the middle of the duality. So all of us have this ability. You don't have to be a special one to receive signs from the universe or to communicate. And that is something that I very, very strongly practice. Whoever I do sessions with, everyone is the same and everyone has that ability, and everyone should tap into this ability of listening to that 6th sense. Just because it is inside of us, we humans have forgotten it. We are not paying attention to it because it's not our eyes. We can't touch it. We don't, it's inside. That's why the spiritual journey is always about close your eyes, look within, go within. The real you is within, inside the heart, because that sense is not outside. Our soul is perceiving this human dimension through all of our senses, and it is governed by that main sense coming out of that tiny pineal gland in the center of our body. So if you don't have the pineal gland, you can't survive. So if you're alive, you are intuitive. You just don't know it.
Do animals have this pineal gland as well?
Yes, and in fact, they are super intuitive beings. What they don't have is that regular intelligence mind like us. They only live in the present moment.
Yeah.
So because I am an animal worker, I do know that they have like a long-term memory. So they have like you can teach them through conditioning, through repetition. And that's how their long-term memory gets formed. However, they live in the present moment. They don't think like us. Everything is present moment for them. And they are way more intuitive than us. Their sixth sense is fully active. So which is why it's so much fun to do healing work with the animals because they are so receptive. I do chakra healing for my animals, for my dogs. They will happily lie down for me while I'm doing chakra healing for them. I place crystals on their body. I use pendulum. I have to first take the pendulum to their mouth and they smell it and they lick it. They know exactly what's going to happen. I sing light language for them and they love it. I do the sage and the rattling for them. They don't much like the sound of the drum because it might be too loud for them, right? They hear much loud, like, the sound factor for them is different from us. They open up, they lap up the healing. When I'm in my healing sessions, my mastiff will wait outside the door and cry, open this door and let me come into your session. He will take every healing session.
Do they have 7 chakras too?
Yes, they do. They have 7 chakras. In fact, they have an extra one as well. It's known as the brachial chakra and it's somewhere on the back. And however, you can work with them in a similar manner that we work with the human chakras. And they respond to natural medicine so well. I also practice Bach flower therapy. And in my practice, I think I'm giving up the human aspect of Bach flower therapy. I'm happier giving it to the animals. They respond to it like this.
Wow, I'm going to reach out to you especially for that separately.
So am I, actually. I have a crazy little dog with severe anxiety issues. So yeah, I will.
So is he reflecting? She's a she, isn't she?
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Whose energy is he reflecting? Remember, our pets are always reflecting the energies of the people who are in the house.
Yeah, but so he was adopted when he was already a year old, but I think he suffered through some trauma.
So there are 2 ways, right? One is that because they have a similar energy like the home members, that's why they choose the home. Remember, our animals choose us. We don't choose them. They they're a part of the scheme of things. They are here to help us ride our karmic story. You ask me my teachers, my animals, I cannot tell you how much I have learned from my animals. I mean, I'm sure you have that experience as well. That how much they teach us about love, about compassion, about surrender, how much they trust us. Yeah, you feed them anything, they'll eat it. You put them in the car and take them anywhere, they'll go with you. Do they ever say, no, I'm not coming with you? Why have we stopped trusting ourselves like that? Why have we stopped trusting our divine journey? Why have we stopped trusting in God? Yeah, God is there telling us, come on, trust me. Just trust me. Take the leap of faith. No, I'm scared. Then what will happen then? Anxiety will happen.
I want to ask you, I know Manu and I are racing for questions. I can see Manu's got some at the tip of her tongue. But I just want to ask you one thing, how does one start this practice of going inward, and how do you make it a part of your daily life? Or I know you mentioned that you shouldn't do it. You don't have to do it every day. You can do it once a week. But what could someone start with to make it a part of their life?
Superb question. So I would say do it minimum once a week. Start with that. Instead of saying I'm going to do it every day. We set goals for ourselves and then by day 2 or day 3, it's finished. It's not going to happen. So initially to set goals that we know we can achieve, and you start by, okay, this week I will do it 1 time. Now, what is meditation really? It is sitting with yourself. Okay, it is sitting by yourself and sitting with yourself. So the easiest way that someone can inculcate this is to choose a time and a place or in the day when nobody's going to disturb them. Put an alarm on their phone for 3 minutes. Okay, I offer this to a lot of people because I know that's how I did it. It was impossible for me to be sitting still in one place. There's so much energy, right? Put an alarm on your phone for 3 minutes and forget about it. Close your eyes. And now your job is to sit till those 3 minutes are over. What are you going to do in these 3 minutes? You're only going to breathe. If thoughts are coming, let them come. If you're thinking, "Arey, that doodh wala is going to come to collect the money," okay, no problem. "Arey, I have to go and order this from the baniya," okay, no problem. "Arey, yaar, wo design dena tha," no problem. Let this go on. Your job is to continue to sit and breathe. Our brain is not going to stop its thoughts immediately. And we should not even expect it. A lot of people, they have setbacks on their journey of meditation because they feel ki, "Arey, I am sitting, but it is not stopping." We want our brain to work, Baba. The thoughts need to be happening. Okay, and it's something that has to be, it's a practice. Overnight, it cannot stop thinking. And then we feel it's not happening, forget it, I won't do it. The real way to do it is to keep trying. You can't do it today, you do it again tomorrow. You don't succeed tomorrow, do it again day after tomorrow. Sit every day. And again, time doesn't matter. I meditate at different times of the day. I have so much going on in my personal life, and also I work with people in different time zones as well. So I cannot have a regular life. Like I cannot have a daily schedule, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Sometimes it gets to me. So I know that this one practice has to be done. It can happen even at 7 o'clock in the evening. It might happen at 6 o'clock in the morning. It can happen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I know I have to do this practice. Sit and breathe. Start with that. That is the simplest. So for the first week, try to at least get it in 3 times. If 3 times seems like, oh no, I will not be able to do it 3 times, then try to set a goal. I'll do it 2 times. Set simpler goals. And in those 3 minutes, just breathe. If you feel you want to play some music, you can. Because, music is always something, sound will take you into meditative state. The more you do this, slowly, you will start to realize that the thoughts start to reduce, and then the real journey starts to begin. It is an experiential process. You will slowly start seeing things, and each day is different. One day can be like a super meditation where you will be fully in and fully aligned, and it will be, wow, I did it for 20 minutes. Next day, you will not be able to sit for 2 minutes. And it will frustrate the crap out of you. And that's okay. This thing that human beings want everything to be the same. And no, every moment is unique. Let's celebrate that. Let's understand why this one was different. How was I different in this time? And what do I need to change? Let's start asking the right questions. Not what needs to change for me. What should I change? How can I change this process? So this is the simplest way. For the first week, sit for 3 minutes. Then maybe if you feel you can challenge yourself a little bit, you even felt that you could go more than 3 minutes. Next week, make it 6 minutes. Then make it 9 minutes. And then automatically the journey will go on. You will automatically start connecting to different people. You will start connecting to different techniques, and the techniques will start happening automatically from within you. And then you will have your own integrated practice. Each one of us, integration is the key. Integration is the key. You look at everything, and then you see what resonates with you. You feel what resonates with you, and then you create your own expression. So somebody might be able to say, I cannot sit like this and meditate. I cannot. It's very difficult for me. And if I keep trying to sit like this and meditate, my meditation will be of no use. I need backrest. So I will take it easy. I will take a backrest. I'll make sure I set myself in such a way that I have that little backrest. My spine is aligned and I sit. Sometimes I will sit like this. Anything to facilitate that journey to go inside. We are meditating to go into silence. Then in that silence, we get answers, we get guidance, we get images, we get messages. That is all bonus. Our role is to only tap into silence and observe everything. You know how much is going on in our body? Sadhguru says that this body is made up of 37, and in front of 37, we have a 21 zeros. Okay? At 10 zeros, we've reached a trillion. Those many chemical reactions occurring in the human body per second for it to exist. We are marvels of nature. So let's stop looking outside and let's start looking at ourselves as this magic that there is inside of us. We are magical beings. We're superhumans. We're just amazing beings of love. We've forgotten it. The human race has forgotten it, and now we are awakening to it.
I think one of the things that I think people struggle with is how do they love themselves, right? I think most people, I don't know, this is my experience and I could be wrong, but I think what would be interesting to know is how does somebody actually go from why is this happening to me to what can I learn from it, right? I think that journey is a very long one.
Okay, not necessarily long. It can happen like this for somebody, depends on the soul choice and depends on the timing. Each soul has their own story. Like for me, it took some time. For some people, it happens in a jiffy. How does one go from this to that? By choosing it. That I don't want to feel this way. For the longest time, we are very comfortable in that victim mode, you know. And one fine day, we are not comfortable there anymore. There's like this loud sound from inside that I can't take this anymore. Something needs to change. And when you make that choice is when the journey has begun. It has shifted. A new dimension has already started opening up for you. And then it takes the human brain that much time to learn the new way of being. We are unlearning the old way of being and learning the new way of being that aligns with who we are. So it can take any amount of time. How it happens, when it happens, it's experiential. It is different for everybody. So I'll tell you how it happened for me. I was in Himachal. My husband forced me to go to Himachal in 2011. I never wanted to go to the mountains. I was like, yaar, holiday ke liye koi India mein kyun jayega? Let's go abroad. That's how I was brought up as a Bombay girl. You know, who goes for a holiday to the mountains? And he was like, no, we're going to the mountains. We're going to the mountains. Somehow we ended up going. And one day I was sitting there in this most magical place in this river, and I had my feet in that river, and out of nothing, I started to cry. I just couldn't stop. I felt like my heart was bursting. I remember the date also, actually. It was 1st October, 2011. I remember dates well. It was just one day before my 31st birthday. And guys, like, oh my God. I don't know what happened. I just started to cry. I just started to look at all of that nature around me. I started to look at, and it felt as if everything had dissolved. Like I'm only one, and there was like this awakening. That hold on, 1 minute. Something is happening here. And then it took some more time for it to actually manifest in the human world. Like this happened in October 2011, and I started learning in July 2012. So each person has their own unique timing, divine timing, and we just have to choose it. And it comes anyway. It can come in the shower. It can come when you're driving. It can come what we call the aha moment, you know. And it's you don't have to look for it. You'll just know it. When that moment comes, you can't miss it. It is so obvious. You can't miss it. And then you start seeing yourself acting differently. You start seeing that you're choosing to read different kinds of books. You're suddenly not wanting to hang out with certain kinds of people. You suddenly change the way you eat your food. Things, you know, you're suddenly not feeling angry about the things you were about before. Things start to shift, you know, one day at a time. And then you make your way. So that's how it happens.
Anahata, are you content today with your journey and where you are in life?
Why don't you answer that question for me?
I think you are. I mean, because you just look so full of life and love and everything. So yeah, just double checking.
I am so grateful. I mean, I'm telling you girls, it has come with too many challenges, because in the human life, there are challenges, some challenges which are individual, and some that we are taking one for the team, for the collective. There are so many things, you know, that we are taking for the collective as well. And as these light warriors, we are releasing. It comes through too many challenges. You actually have to shed yourself. It's not an easy job, you know, to shed who you are and to actually become who you are. It's difficult. And I cannot be more grateful for where I am in my life. And that's all. I actually just say thank you every single day, with the good and the bad. I like a couple of days before my birthday, which just went on Friday, I was just taking stock, you know. So I'm going to be 40. I'm 40 now. Like, where am I at? And You know, there are certain pointers, money, this, that, the other. I'm like, no, wait, let's just look at my life. Where am I? And I was like, oh my God, I did good. Wow, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. All because of this awakening, because of this understanding that there is a superpower, that we can change, that we need to choose that change, that we are one, that we are loved, that, you know, all of that. So I am extremely, extremely content. However, I'm a little greedy. The problem with this path is it's like lace. Once you start, you can't stop. Once you are awakened, once you are aware, you know, you can't stop. You cannot undo it. Now you cannot hide it. And then you just want more and more and more. So all I pray to the divine is that keep me on the right path, keep your eyes on me, keep me, you know, keep guiding me so that I can just keep doing my work and just be the best version of myself and help others to be the best versions of themselves.
This is going to be my last question to you, because I think you've been speaking for really long and you probably will need some rest soon. So what is your dream for the universe, for the people around you, for the planet?
Okay, I really wish, firstly, I'm going to say that each person aligns to the energy of self-love. I hope that all of us individually start loving ourselves for who we are, start letting go of our issues and our baggage. Collectively, I really wish we awaken to the truth of oneness, to realize that we are all in this together, that whatever somebody sitting in Antarctica is doing is affecting me here in Goa. It is affecting me. I have to be aware of that. And I pray that all of us keep growing and evolving in this one love, unity consciousness. I really pray that we keep connecting to like-minded people. We keep sharing the magic. Each one of us is bringing the other home. You know, it's like if something affects me, I share it with another, then it's two people who are doing it, and then you get more people, and we build this tribe, becomes this one love tribe. That is my dream for this universe, where we give back to our planet, because she gives us so much. We have everything that we want and that we need. And that is the prayer that I have, that we start giving back to our community, because only when we give back to the community, we are only going to benefit from it. However, what happens is we are constantly like want to take, and then we're depleting everything, and that taking is also not solving anything for us. So let's balance the giving and receiving, guys. Let's attune to pure love. Let's move from the brain into the heart, and let's just, yeah, be ourselves, love ourselves. That is my message. One love.
And I can say as a living example that you are doing that, because I know the Heartwork Collective has happened definitely a little bit because of the love that you have passed on to me. So I hope we can continue to do that, you know, for you in a small way.
In no big way. Why are we dreaming small way?
Done. Big way.
Remember, soul is infinite, expansive, limitless. There is no limit. So why are we going to do it in a small way? Yeah, we start in small steps. However, we do it in a big way. Bada dhamaka. Always remember, collective, right? Yeah. So no fear. Break the barriers, leap of faith, and all the best to you girls, because I've had so much fun chatting and you've asked me such amazing questions, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anahata. This was really, really a massive revelation. I think there was so much to learn from this conversation.
Thank you. And yeah, I have to send you some